All right, everyone. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. Welcome back to Northman Reviews as we are nearing the end of the Onslaught storyline. This is what I will call the penultimate episode or the penultimate issue before the finale of Onslaught. So here we got X-Men number 56 and Onslaught Phase 2. Magneto and Rogue Unleashed. I guess it is. It's like barely a piece of this story. So, where are we at in this storyline? Onslaught is around. He's fucking up people in New York. He sent Sentinels to attack everyone. Avengers, Fantastic Four, and the X-Men are all teaming up to fight everyone. Onslaught has Franklin Richards captive. He was, him and Charles Xavier, Professor X, they were the same people, but they are no longer the same person. They were able to separate Onslaught from Xavier, but that kind of made Onslaught even more powerful. So, we start off, and there's this huge fucking foot, and it's about to stomp down on these people, and that's a foot of a sentinel, and we got these words narrating kind of around. You don't know who is speaking. And he's talking about, like, you watch the marching soldier as it was tramping along, and it was ignoring the cries of mercy from like the humans. So about to stomp these people. Only had seconds to act, and it was stopped by a magnetic force, and he held the powers at bay, and Rogue came in and flew in and grabbed the two humans away. And boring as fuck Joseph here, who everyone thinks is Magneto, but it's not. He's some kind of dumb clone. He is going to take on this Sentinel. And it says, Rogue knew the danger I was in. I did not. But, I mean, Magneto, even if he's slightly depowered, should he be really worried about this huge Sentinel? I mean, it's made of metal. Mutant designate Magneto, classification Omega level threat, extreme sanction approved. Not by me. Twilight of the Gods. Cool. So the Sentinel punches him. I had been warned after all, he says, hold negated. I should have remembered that the Sentinels were programmed to nullify mutant powers almost instantly. How? I should remember many things, but I do not. So, yeah, he doesn't have any memory of being Magneto. So, the Sentinel is fucking up Joseph as he's talking about shit to whomever. And then Rogue comes in and hits him from the back. I mean, most of the issues of comic issues back in the day, a lot of times the art didn't make sense. Like, it's... Some artists are, but I guess Andy Kubert, take him or leave him. Sorry, my dog started barking. I had to stop the video for a second. But Andy Kubert's art is somewhat confusing at times. I guess he hits him and it's holding him down. And what is Sentinel doing here? I don't know. You get that they're fighting. He's being fucked up, but you're kind of just reading the words and going from one to the next. And then I guess Rogue comes and hits him from the back. And then she's beating him there. Sometimes it's hard to really tell from a visual standpoint what's going on. The Sentinel hits her away. He lost an arm somehow. Did Rogue tear his arm? See, like he just is missing an arm. When did and how did that happen? I don't know. So the Sentinel has both Rogue and Magneto down. We were dead in the Sentinel's sights. We were finished. And then? Asks the other person, whoever it is. There was a crack of lightning, a jarring explosion, and a voice more thunderous than either. And this is kind of a cool moment. So something kind of fucks up this Sentinel out of nowhere. Just destroys it. This is such a crude instrument. And it's Dr. Motherfucking Doom. I mean, I was just kind of talking about Andy Kubert's art, and take it or leave it sometimes. You don't know what's going on, but sometimes he can draw a menacing figure. Still, who but I could construct a gauntlet capable of destroying a sentinel with such uncanny precision? He says, rise, Magneto, do not cower, you shame yourself. How dare two such as we succumb to the terror that has so paralyzed others? Fear is for lesser men. So Doctor Doom hasn't shown up at all. He isn't part of this in any sense. I don't know if he's been in other issues, but here he is. And he's looking for Magneto. But then he sees Magneto, who's boring-ass Joseph. But of course, I understand you are no longer yourself. Yeah, that's a pity. Yeah, that is a pity. So much could we have conquered together, so little could have stood before us, alas. And he's, boring-ass Joseph was talking to Captain America here, and Captain America is like, he's like, I did not recognize him, but Rogue called him Doom. He's like, how did you know? It's like, well, the entrance alone told me. He's like, I'm sorry, I just wasn't there to see the disappointment on his face. So it was kind of cool that Captain America and Doctor Doom, even though like Doctor Doom is a Fantastic Four villain, that they've had their run-ins with each other. You could say that Captain America is the leader of like all the Marvel superheroes, and Doctor Doom would be like the leader of the villains, as showcased in the Secret War, the Secret Wars, the original Secret Wars comic. I gotta get that. That'd be a good one to do. I used to have it. Where'd it go? So he says, as Captain America, I've locked horns with Doom more often than you can imagine. He has at times been mankind's greatest foe. He's talking about Doctor Doom, and he says, yes, apparently have I. And he's just talking about if, you know, since I'm Magneto, I have a lot to atone for. I'm partly responsible to blame. That's kind of a cool image, looking down, all this destruction. Oh, God, my fucking dogs. Anyways. But Captain America's like, you're not the same person that I knew. You're saving people and all of that. And if you need to confess your sins, I'm not the one you have to make peace with. And there's a silhouette, and that's Xavier. I'm gonna go fucking rip my dog's head off if they don't stop barking in the background. Shut up, you stupid piece of shit! Yeah. Alright, so now we're at Onslaught, and he's big and he's bad, and he's doing bad things, and he's talking to X-Man, Nate Gray. And the issue that we were supposed to read right before this, which I didn't have, was an issue of X-Man, where apparently he was kidnapped by Onslaught, so he has him now. And he says, you've resisted my every torment, my every torture, my every attempt to add your power to my own. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go do something. I'm going to yell at my dogs. I'm back. Damn dogs. So he's talking shit to Nate Gray. It's like, are you trying to bore me into submission? Because that's your only real shot. So he's trying to like get his power, but he can't do it because he's so powerful. And he says, you've already sent your worst. I've beaten everyone you've thrown at me so far. Like Holocaust, dumb name Post, Havoc. There's Dark Beast, there's a Sentinel. I don't know who that is, and that's some random guy. And he's like, yeah, they suck, but they serve their purpose. They brought me you. And through your power and Franklin Richards, you're going to be the avatar of humanity's destruction. And he's Onslaught's basically saying he has Nate Gray, since he comes from another world, the Age of Apocalypse. He has knowledge of how mutants were able to take over that world. And he wants that knowledge. Like, how was that accomplished? But from my understanding, he was only around in that world for a very brief amount of time. And he already has Holocaust and Dark Beast, who are both from that world. You think they would have more knowledge of how that happened? Why does he need Nate Gray? Just because the writer needs him to. So, the city's on fire. Everything's fucked up. Magneto's just watching, and he's feeling sorry for himself. Like, go find some water if you want to do something. Put out some of these fires. Jesus Christ. Where's Storm? And then boring-ass Joseph and fucking eyebrow Xavier start chit-chatting, and they're talking about, like, yeah, we both suck. We're both responsible for Onslaught. I like this image of, like, the shadows. Like, there they are down there. But the shadow silhouette of Magneto for Joseph. Kind of ominous. Who's greater? Whose sins are greater? Joseph, yours for cultivating his evil, or mine for setting it free? I'm so sad. He says, you meant no harm, though. Yeah, he's like, tell them that. And he motions to all these people who are being fucking murdered, and they're just watching, I guess. And he says, I shut down your mind. I had the right and the power to control your thoughts. That's what I genuinely believed, but they controlled me. And Magneto says, so if you know me better than anyone, was I truly the monster some say I was? And Xavier just has this, like, look in his eyes with fire reflecting in it. Basically, like, yeah, you probably were. I guess. That's a cool image of boring-ass Joseph, that drawing there. Nice ass cheeks. And then he's basically just talking about who Magneto was. You were a man of strength and weakness. You wanted to hit back because of what humans did to you. It scarred you. It was a noble dream. You wish to protect mutants like yourself from those who would prey upon them. But you had succumbed to anger. So they're just chit-chatting. Like, we're sad. Everyone's dying below us, but we're sad. And Xavier's like, go below. The final strategy is being planned. The heroes need you. It's like, but you'll fight with us, right, Xavier? It's like, in a manner of speaking, I decided to play my own part, so get lost. So here we have X-Man, Nate Gray, and all the memories he has of the Age of Apocalypse. So there you see Sabretooth. I don't know who that is. There's Blink, Colossus, Morph. I don't know. There's Sugarman? I don't know who some of these are. And him fighting Holocaust there. And it says here, he's looking at a world that once existed. Before that war, their warring nature reduced it to dust and embers. And Onslaught sees this, and he's like, wait, what? This is what happened? You had the world in your hands, and you threw it all away? You were Homo superior. You were supposed to have deserved their kingdom, not to have destroyed it. So he's like, that's not what I thought was going to happen at all. That's not what I wanted. But he's like, you give me a lot to consider, and we have a lot to accomplish together. So we go back. We're in Four Freedoms Plaza, and Xavier is getting in some kind of a jet. He has a Fantastic Four hover chair. That's convenient. And so Captain America and the rest, they're all talking strategy about what their next plan is. Like, get suited up. We got 30 minutes to go. But Jean Grey, she starts speaking with Cyclops telepathically. She's like, don't say anything. Don't react. Just open your mind. And she's like, the professor is left to confront Onslaught on his own, all by himself. Blast it, Professor. So Cyclops tells her to send out a telepathic signal. Rally the rest of the X-Men in secret. Whatever happens, he won't be alone. Why do we have to do this in secret? Why not tell everybody? Is it because you think they'll stop them from going to get Xavier? What do you think? They're going to fight you in the midst of this chaos? I don't know. Just, again, the writer needed it to happen. So, pardon me. So, I don't know. Onslaught sucks off Nate Gray. Brings him inside him somehow. So now he comes bouncing inside the astral plane, I guess. And so there he is with Franklin Richards, and both their hands have these weird, psionic handcuffs, right? So they're both prisoners. So that sucks. And here's Onslaught, and he's yelling at something, just reveling in his own shit. And I was looking through this earlier, I don't know what these bottom two left panels are. Like, is it a close-up? Like, is it getting like, there he is, and it's getting closer there, and then closer again? I'm struggling to figure out what this is. I don't know what it is. Doesn't matter. So he's just kind of reveling in his awesomeness, so to speak. And then he knows that Charles Xavier is here. So he comes jumping down. That's kind of funny. Comes jumping and slams down right in front of Xavier. And Xavier's trying to, like, reason with him, which is stupid. Like, okay, oh, you make a good point. I'll just end everything. But no, he shoots him, blows up his fantastic chair. And he says, my final declaration is this, because he said, the mutants we champion are very bit as petty and venal, I don't know that word either, as humans. Neither race can rule the world without bringing it to ruin. So it's like human or mutant, no one will survive Onslaught. I mean, that's a cool picture. Onslaught is fucking huge, man. But it's a cool image. So that's the end of this issue. And to be concluded next week in the pages of Marvel Universe Onslaught. Or is it Onslaught Marvel Universe? I don't know. So, oh, this is some Heroes Reborn stuff. This is weird printing. But Will Sportasio, man, he is a good artist. Say what you want about this Heroes Reborn storyline and the designs and everything. He's a good artist, and that picture there is cool. This picture here is good. It's supposed to continue on with that. It's weird. Could they have not printed this better? There's silly Rob Liefeld and his Avengers. Amazing as always. All right, so that's the last issue of Onslaught before the finale. So we're going to do the finale really, really soon. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next video.